Good morning, Astrolifers. How are you? I know a lot of you have been busy or have been having a few problems lately. A lot of you are tired. I can see that. A lot of you have been, having things quite full on. And that's quite normal. Huh? That's pretty much in the stars. That's pretty much what is happening. So if it has been like that into your life, definitely it's normal. And me on my end, I've been starting to see a lot of strong cases, things obviously rippling down from the situations that we have been with 2020. And I want to talk about that. I want to talk about that actually today for a lot of reasons. I'm going to talk about 5D, a little bit 3D, 5D, just to kind of understand what is happening and also explaining what is the situation for the moment and what's coming in the next 2 weeks. I just want you guys to be really clear, and hopefully I will be able to guide you day by day. As I was saying, there's been quite a few emergency cases. Pretty much that's what I've been dealing with in the last few days. And if you do need me, please don't hesitate. I've seen a lot of problems coming out, and very bad problems, from people losing it or suicidal cases and stuff like that, which can be obviously the results of the things that we have been going through, because obviously a lot of people have been going through a lot of problems. So if you need me, and obviously I do have a team of people behind. I also have the elites, and remember that I do have the elites that can also take you on or look after you or mentor you, or if you have any needs. It's very important for you to know that I've created a team last September, when I saw that all that was coming, when I started to talk about it and saying that the world as we knew it was going to change, I had to find solutions for you guys. So not only I've organized my life differently, and that is one of the reasons why I stopped doing the readings, but I focused on the elites, so the elites could also be looking after you. So between this year and next year, if you need to transit, in different ways, and if I cannot look after you myself, because I already have so many people, I will still take some more in September. So if you are interested, you can also ask to be part of the list, and I will choose the people I will be working with in September. But otherwise, even if there was no room to be working with me, all my elites will be definitely completely 100% ready by that time, and be able to also look after you, whatever it is, that it is healing yourself, that it is working in business, that it is whatever the problem is. I've got the team. I will have the people looking after you. So let's talk about 3D and 5D. I'm going to make it very, very simple. We can talk about all those things in a complicated way and spiritual way and all that. But the real thing is that there is the simple in 3D, the oppositions, and really kind of being in that, black and white type of state of mind. And, I work, I go and pay my bills, and I keep it like really basics, and I kind of follow the train. And the 5D is more saying, okay, I understand that there is more, that we need to look after the planet Earth, that we need to be more gentle towards each other, that we need to understand that the planet Earth needs to be looked after. So we kind of rise up our vibrations to kind of be more positive for the human species, and also more positive to look after the planet, and be more spiritual, and more being aware of what we are doing, that it is polluting, that it is being in a negative energy, that it is doing a lot of bad things. We kind of understand that the more we rise up our energy ourselves, which is a inner work, work that you do unto yourself, the better you are as far as your energy is concerned, and your well-being, and your understanding, the higher you will go. So to make it simple, it's kind of like that. That's to keep it on a very kind of clear, simple, basic way of explaining it. That's pretty much it. There's the basic, I will say, way of functioning, and being in an opposition kind of state of mind, the white, the black, and I really mean that, by the way. When I say the black and white, I don't use those words for nothing. There has been a lot of people trying to go and take us to that opposition. So the reason why I'm talking about that today is because I want you guys to understand, when I see the fighting now, is, hydrochloroquine a good medicine or not? Should we be wearing a mask or not? Be careful, please, guys, of who the enemy is. You are not enemies with each other. You shouldn't be fighting each other. Oh, she's wearing a mask, or she's not wearing a mask. There are good ones, there are bad ones, this and that. That is the 3D. That is the 3D making you guys fight. Fear is one of the first things that actually can control people, because as soon as you are in fear, you are going to be reacting, and there's the fight and fly, type of way of reacting, and you don't want to be going into that state of mind, because that is exactly the anti-5D way of doing things. Now, you need to understand that you have to respect people. Some people are going to say, right, I think the mask is great. Some others are going to say, well, there's not really a pandemic, for 100 cases and things like that, which could also be healed with hydrochloroquine. I never can really pronounce it well, but you know what I mean. Well, I mean, that medicine has been over the counter for 60 years, so I just will leave it like that. I'm not going to go into a debate myself, because I do respect in each and every one point of view, and I do understand that a lot of people have been having wrong informations, and that is part of the plan, because you don't know who to believe anymore, because it's like, okay, we should be trying a vaccine that no one has been testing, by the way, on a virus, and we don't know the results, or then it's like, okay, do we take that medicine? And they've been saying that it's not working and stuff like that. I'm just going to say that it was over the counter for 60 years. If it was a medicine that was not working, or if there was any side effects or any problems, maybe you keep a medicine for 5 years, maybe 10 years, but not 60 years, okay? 60 years is a very long time for a medicine to be over the counter, to have been working. It's something that you find in the tonic drink. So just do your research as well. And now, I'm not saying that something cannot have a side effect. So many things can have a side effect. You eat too much of something, that can have a side effect, okay? But maybe it is better than having some products into your body that we don't really know as well, So anyway, all that is things that you are going to feel comfortable with, and some other things that you're not. And the same, we're going to go to the debate of the mask. Wearing a mask when you are sick and protecting, others, it's a great thing, but do you really need it to prevent and stuff like that? So it is a whole debate, are the schools shut, are the business shut, is it worth shutting and losing billions or not, and stuff like that. But what I'm trying to say is all that is really, really 3D, because this is the black and white and the opposition, or the black and white fight between the two races. I mean, who cares the race of someone? The soul is the soul, right? Male, female, old, young. Everybody is a soul. Everybody's got a right. Like all the animals have a right as well. They're all souls. We should all respect each other as possible, as much as you can, and be kind to each and everyone as much as you can, simply because you are creating an energy, and that energy needs to be a good energy, because that will ripple all the time, all around. Energy is created and cannot be undone. The scientific have proven that. That's why they can also more and more say that spirits can exist even after someone has passed, because the energy created still is an energy created, okay? So, but that's another debate anyway altogether. But what I really, really want you to understand, that maybe the enemy is not you guys against each other. Maybe try to see the big picture, and at the end of the day, what you want is to make sure that the human species is going to keep on going, that we are protecting Mother Earth, because at the rate we were going, as Zach Bush and some other scientific say, we were going to end the human race. Mother Earth was always going to be there. After a few years, he would have cleaned up all the mess that we have left. But what I'm trying to say is, not only we should be thinking of the human race in a long run, but also we should be thinking of the future of our children and what we are leaving behind, and also the legacy we are leaving behind, but also the attitude that we are leaving behind. Because imagine those children seeing us fighting the way we are, right? I mean, oh yeah, you know, they should do this, they should do that, that drug is working, that drug is not working, you know, we should be cashless. No, in that case, we don't have freedom anymore. Just imagine, I mean, it is a war. It is simple as that, a war. The good is going to come out of it, because one way or the other, that's where we are going towards, okay? So the quicker you will shift your attitude in trying to understand someone else and trying to understand that some people can be scared of going outside without a mask, there will be a lot of PTSD coming up from that. And that some people need to wear a mask because that's the way they feel protected, and respecting that. And some other people saying, no, you know, I don't believe in that because I've done my research and stuff like that. So try not to turn against each other, and try to do your research and see what is right and what is wrong, and try not to hate each other, because that between the hate and the fear is what will keep you into the 3D. That's exactly what they want, because as soon as you have that, you know that saying where they say, you know, if you divide, you can win. Well, that's exactly what's happening. And the reason why I'm saying that is that because in the next 2 weeks, a lot of things are going to pop out. And when things pop out, it does divide even more. I mean, the other day saying, you know, people, oh, here are those doctors coming out, and that's great. Finally, some people, doctors speaking, and then the others were not even doctors, and suddenly where would they speak, you know? I mean, it just went berserk, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is exactly the plan of division. This is exactly the plan of the 3D, of the reptilian, is to divide everyone, you know? And that is exactly where you don't want to go, because to be in 5D is understanding each other, is trying to change the way we are living, making things better, making sure that we are protecting, obviously, each other. And I'm definitely not saying that, you know, you shouldn't wear the mask if you want to, or if there is, you know, your reasons, or if you are sick, don't go outside, stay home, protect everyone else. I mean, put yourself even in quarantine if needed, you know, all those kind of things. You need to be conscious of what's happening and what's going on, but you don't want to start fighting each other, because again, the enemy is not there. The enemies are on the top. It's the tower, that famous tower, as I said, like in the tarot card, who is controlling all of us in that sense. And that is the real problem, okay? Because we are made to love each other. We are made to support each other. And that is going to be a very big message coming up when Jupiter is going to be shifting into Aquarius. So it is going to be the say of the year, if I can say so. It's going to be all about that. It's going to be all about learning how to be more human, how to understand each other more. And that can be exactly right, between races, between fears, between beliefs, but all understanding that at the end of the day, we all are in the same ship. We are all there to protect the human race, to create a better future for our children. So try to do it with respect, and try to understand that some people are going to believe this, or some people are going to believe that. And that if you do exchange or talk about your beliefs, do it in a gentle way, because obviously the other party or the other people are in fear, or are, you know, themselves not feeling well because of what is going on in the planet 2020. Now, I just want to reassure everyone that things are going to get much, much better. Yes, there are going to be some opposition in the next 2 weeks. And yes, in November, there will be some more problems linked with that. There might even be some a little bit in September. I was looking at the stars those last few days. And yes, we are going to a new world changing, and for that obviously some things will come up, and for that the tower will need to crumble in the way of the institutions as we have known them, to make that better world or the future that we want to create. But yes, just remember that kindness and understanding is definitely key the world where we are going. So just try to understand and respect each other a lot more, because it's very, very important, especially in the next 2 weeks where all those things and oppositions are going to come up, because pretty much any kind of oppositions that exist into the planetary system are going to be there, okay? So, you know, that it is Mercury opposed Jupiter, that all of them almost are popping up. So that takes me to talk about that today. I hope there's no problems. I just had a call coming in, so I hope you can still hear me. and that it's not creating any problems. So why did I want to talk about that today? Why it was so important for me to talk about that subject that is so important, and you know, the cleaning up that we are doing and how it is important to do that cleaning up, especially against the cabal, because that is real, the real enemy. It's really the cabal with what's happening, of course, with the bed and the way you know, they've been you know, traumatizing the children or killing even the children and all that kind of thing. So all that is popping up, obviously, so we can clean up the reptilians, the underground things, to be able to go higher into that 5D. So that's exactly the shift that is going on. So that is the real enemy. That is the real 3D. I will say even sometimes even lower than that, right? With the reptilian aspect. I will explain all that. Actually, I will do a video where I will explain all the reptilians. I've got a lot of subjects that I want to talk about. I will also talk about the Lion's Gate on the 8th, what it means, because a lot of people don't really know what it means. So I will explain that. I've got all my questions written down on things that I need to explain in the next few days. So the reason why I was talking about that today, because today there is Mercury that is trine Neptune. So it's a really good day to actually be explaining about the things that really matter into your life, and yeah, communication and all that will come you know, in an easier way because of that aspect, and making sure that we understand the right message. So that is really what matters to me, is that we go towards the good, we go towards the light, and yes, that also means understanding each other more as a human species, that you come from any kind of country. A lot of people, I can promise you, even if they come from China, even if they come from wherever, there's a lot of people that are also in fear, that also don't know what's happening. So we can see the bad, but remember again who the enemies are. It's not the majority, okay? It's not all the people that some are really, you know, suffering. You know, I wouldn't want to be born or raised in China, for example, and you know what I mean. So remember all that, because we all want to be going towards a better world. So that is what is really important. And again, it's races don't really matter. We are all into this planet together, and we should all be looking after it. We are in the same boat. If we pollute that planet, we will all have problems. Now, there's another effect that is coming up, is Mercury oppose Jupiter. So from now on, because obviously we've got Jupiter retrograde, as I said, until mid-September, from now on you wouldn't want to be signing any new contracts. It's not the period of time to do so. If you didn't have the choice and wanted to sign something, you could do it from mid-August, to be exact, from the new moon of August, around the 17, 18. But from now on, in the next couple of weeks, I wouldn't move. I wouldn't be doing anything. It's definitely not the time with the stars. Okay, we're going to get pretty much any kind of opposition that exists, we will get. And yes, the full moon is going to be a very interesting one coming up on Monday, so I will talk a lot more about it on Sunday. But it's going to be a very interesting one because it is in Aquarius, and obviously it's the era where we're going towards. As I was saying, Jupiter is going to be there by the end, well, by the 21st, 22nd of December. So on that day, we're going to have Mercury, communication, expression, that is going to go against Saturn long term. And there is a Cancerian aspect about the well-being and ourselves with those planets that we have in Capricorn, because all those aspects of power are in Capricorn from Saturn that is there, back in there. This is the tail. It was in Capricorn for 2 or 3 years, and after that went into Aquarius. Now it's back, finishing that tower. That's why I'm trying to say from September it will get better, moving towards the new world, and then after that from November even more. So yes, so those next 2 weeks I will just hang on to what you have created. I will keep on working, keep on doing things that you've already started, because that's an excellent time to keep on doing that but also be aware of what's going to happen around you. And it can be happening around you, and it can be happening to you as well. So if you had some problems, I will explain them day by day more, and definitely in my weekly updates. But if you do have some problems, or if things pop out even into your life, or if there are some oppositions, know that it will be coming from those stars. So the best is to kind of try to avoid any conflict. Listen to what others are saying, because it's important to listen or to be aware of what is happening. And I will definitely make a decision or try to move forwards or change things yourself and implement new things with the new moon coming up around the 17th and 18th, to make sure that the solution or what you are trying to solve, you're actually moving forwards when the stars are on your side. Because anything that is going to be created before that, with all the oppositions that we're going to have, as I was saying, it's Mercury that is opposed Jupiter. So for example, today, then after that we got Mercury that is opposed Pluto, then we get the Sun that is square Uranus, the 7 years, and that is on the 2nd, so that is going to be something to watch out as well. 2nd, 3rd, we've got Leo opposed square with Taurus, so that's going to be an interesting one. Then after that we've got the full moon, which is going to be Mercury that is going to be opposed Saturn, and so on and so on. Mercury square Uranus, Mars square Pluto on the 13th. I mean, it keeps on and on like that for a few days. So so things that are going to come up that are going to be quite massive, because I think a lot of people have had enough with quite a few things, and you've already seen it obviously with the doctors coming up and starting to talk, and some other things coming out. So this weekend, enjoy it, like relax, look after yourself, make sure that you are with the things that do matter, because with Mercury that is trine Neptune, be with the people that you love. This weekend, be the people who matters, and do the things that matters to you. That would be my best advice, to recharge your batteries, and also to go to your values. Try to study when you have time, the different people, the different point of view, and understand that all that, the fear and the hate is driven because we don't know exactly who to believe, what is the truth and what is not the truth. And that is obviously part of the plan, to put people in oppositions and trying to control more the people, not being able to see each other, not being able to hug each other, the whole thing that we have been going through, which is really anti-human. Human are all about love, and this is how we even reproduce each other, and is by wanting to hug and to love people. So it really goes against even the heart, and even the way, the soul that we are as human, and one gives us the contentment, because as soon as we are acknowledged by people or loved by people, that's what fills our cup. And that division is definitely not filling our cups. It's actually emptying us more and more. So be aware of that. Do some 5D meditations to make sure that you are staying in that state of mind. I like 5D meditations because it will show you your guides. It will show you who you are and where you want to go. So it will also take off that fear, because remember, we are going towards a better world. Like, you really need to understand that it cannot be worse than what we are discovering, right? And all those power and the way we depend on certain things and stuff like that. So it cannot get worse than that, okay? It can only get better, and that's towards where we are going. But it also is a work that we all need to be doing to get there. We are, in that sense, responsible of what we are creating in the future. So let's be aware of that. And yes, that's it. Enjoy your weekend. And I shall see you, obviously, very important this weekend, that I do the live of the week to explain what's going on, how to go with the full moon. You don't need to put your crystals out on that one. Honestly, they won't be charged with a good energy. It will be more the other way around. We are going to try to get rid of things. We are going to try to really clean ourselves up. And so I will talk about that on Sunday night, just to make sure that you are ready, that you are doing what is needed to make sure that you are lighter and better into the cycle coming up with the new moon, which will be a very good one. It will be a new moon in Leo, but it will start getting us ready for September. And then don't worry, we're going towards, after that, some of the best times of 2020, which we all need to have. So yes, let's move forwards and have a really awesome time. I shall see you on Sunday. I will see you on Sunday night, and I will do the live, and we will talk about the full moon coming up. That's it. Take care, everyone. Have a beautiful weekend with your loved ones, with people that count, and recharge your batteries. See you, everyone. Bye.